Final game before the winter break, and Chelsea are looking to rectify an absolutely abysmal performance and result the other day. Before we begin, please like the video, subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. Content virtually every single day on this channel, so there's plenty to watch. Up next, Chelsea take on Fulham for the second time this year, both sides coming off of defeats in their respective semi-finals in the Carabao Cup. The two sides have already met in the league this season, so this being the reverse fixture has come around quite quickly, much like it did last season. In the previous campaign, Fulham bested the Blues by 2-1 in January, exactly a year ago today. I think João Felix got his red card in that game, if I'm not mistaken, on his debut as well. I don't know. And then carried on to keep a goalless draw just 22 days later. This time around, it's a little bit longer, 102 days since our last meeting. So again, a fair bit longer. However, the last time the two met, Chelsea came away with the victory. Goals from Makayo Mudryk and Armando Broja saw Chelsea come away with all 3 points. At Stamford Bridge, well, our West London rivals last came away with a victory back in 1964, so it's been a fairly long time. However, if you know Chelsea well enough, you'll know that records are made to be broken. More so this one. Look at the one against Middlesbrough. They hadn't scored against us in 18 years, and well, how did that go? Now, form-wise, for either side in the Premier League has been a bit hit and miss as of late. Just 3 wins in our last 5. But that said, we are looking for a 3rd consecutive league victory for the first time since October of 2022. For Fulham, on the other hand, it's not looking good for them either. However, they are coming off the back of a 2-1 victory over Arsenal after trailing 1-0. For the Cottagers, they haven't seen a back-to-back set of victories in the league since May of 2023. Now, our semi-final leg aside, progress of sorts in the league anyway is on the up and up. Kind of, I suppose. Chelsea currently sit in 10th place. Now, you're going to have to stay with me here. There's a lot of numbers, but we are just 1 point off of 9th, which is obviously the place above us. 3 points off of Manchester United and Brighton in 8th and 7th, respectively, and 11 points off of 5th, being Tottenham. This time last season, we were sat in exactly the same position with 1 point less. So we were in 29 points. We've got 28 points. I'm not helping this. This time around, we got 28 points. So we got 1 point less than we did last season. But we're still in 10th, which was the same as last season. We again, much the same. 3 points, however, off of the place above us. Guess who it was back then? Fulham. Now you're probably thinking a point less than last year. We're doing even worse than last year. How is that even possible? Well, perhaps. But at the same time, 9th place was 3 points ahead rather than just 1 point. 8th and 7th were 3 points, again, the same as now. And a European spot was 7 points away, whereas right now it's 11. So hoops and roundabouts, I suppose. So whilst Europe is still a bit more unattainable right now, we're in virtually the same spot as last season. However, last season we just remained the same and dropped even lower, finishing 12th or wherever it was that we finished. Here, we find ourselves in exactly the same position with a very similar situation on our hands, but this time we can rectify what went wrong last year and progress rather than regress. It's a tall ask. It's a tall task, I know, and every chance we seem to get to move in the right direction, something comes up that stops us doing just that. Of which, number 1, early kickoffs. Chelsea's top 2 nemesis. Of course, we did win our match against Luton, which was an early kickoff. However, prior to that win, Chelsea were at risk of going 2 full calendar years without a win in the early designated slot. You have to go back to November of 2021 to record seeing Chelsea win an early kickoff And that was a 3-0 away win over Leicester under Thomas Tuchel. A day Chelsea went top of the Premier League. How times have changed. Since that victory in late 2021, Chelsea have played 7 matches in the 12:30 slots, winning just the 1 whilst losing 5. It's a big ask once again. Talking of nemesis, Anthony Taylor, the big bald idiot, is back once again, as has been confirmed by the Premier League. This will be the 3rd time he's officiated a Chelsea game this season, with the last one being a 4-4 draw against Manchester City. We also had the draw against Liverpool as well. Draws after draws after draws. Since the start of 2021, Taylor has officiated 13 Chelsea matches, with Saturday being his 14th in 3 years. Out of those 13, the Blues have won just 4. However, the last 4 games with Chelsea in charge have, again, I say draw after draw after draw after draw. The last 4 games in with Taylor as referee in charge have all ended in draws. But strangely enough, the Blues are unbeaten in our last 12 with him in charge, despite only winning 4. So take from that what you will. He might make a few, silly mistakes or mistakes on purpose, decisions, but Chelsea are unbeaten in our last 12 with him in charge, despite only winning 4. I know that the winning 4 is not good in those 12, but a 1 in 3, what's that? 4, 8, 12? Yeah, 1 in 3. It's not terrible. And the fact we're unbeaten in our last 12 with him as referees, it's a remarkable stat. I wasn't expecting it. Team news. Christopher Nkunku appears to still be out, as he is apparently still undergoing his rehabilitation program. Just fucking boring now, isn't it? It really is boring. We can't have anything nice anymore. Football's so boring for Chelsea fans these days. Like, back 1 full game, out for another 3 minimum. Boring. So bloody boring. That said, returning players, Ben Chilwell, alongside Benoit Badiashile and Carney Chukwuemeka, are all back in full first-team training. Will any of them play? It's unlikely. Reports, however, have suggested that Chilwell himself is pushing to make the squad tomorrow. But again, game time is virtually impossible based on our recent record with returning players. They might come on the bench. They're not playing. He's not going to put him on the lineup, is he? I know we're struggling with left backs as it is. He's not going to push him back into it straight away, is he? In terms of lineups, I'm going to say it's exactly the same as Middlesbrough. Maybe, just maybe, Poch might start a striker this time instead of none at all, expect one of either Gallagher, Caicedo or Enzo Fernandez to be dropped if that does happen, if we do have a striker, because I do not predict either Palmer or Sterling being dropped, as well as Madueke might get dropped. I don't know. I don't know. Besides that, the lineup will stay the same, I believe, which just fills me with confidence after what we saw the other day. Predictions-wise, who actually knows anymore? Who actually knows anymore? Anthony Taylor is refereeing. It's an early kickoff. It has all the makings of a draw or a loss. And for that reason, and no other reason at all, I'm predicting a masterclass from Chelsea. 3-1 for the Blues. Willian inevitably scores again, but besides that, we somehow get the victory against all odds. Truthfully, no one knows at this point. It's all guesswork at the moment, and it's a see what happens situation with any Chelsea game. We're getting more wins than we were last season, that's for sure. But at the same time, it's just so unpredictable, is it not? With that said, let me know your predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of any future content on the channel. My name is Harry, up the Chelsea, and peace.